We're talking football. This is the week the Fox hype machine called this the biggest story of the year, and nothing will top it when Aaron Rodgers signed with the New York Jets. And this impacts everything that we care about.
Well, this is one of the biggest stories. A four-time MVP player. I mean, a trade that took almost 2 months to actually develop and talk about forever. And then there were the rumors of it totally being blown up, that the 49ers were in play, that Miami was in play, that you could put any NFL team that needed a quarterback or wanted a big-time quarterback in there. And now it's done. So it really leads now to when the schedule comes out, which I think is in May, of how this will match up between not only just the Jets and Buffalo, but just the Jets in general. They become a big draw. I can't remember the last time they were on prime time, but they might find a way to be on prime time.
They haven't had a Sunday night game since 2012.
Was that that's amazing.
Yeah.
You know, for a New York team. Look, you were on this thing months ago. Whenever this all started, it's saying that the Jets are not going to win and that Rodgers would be a mistake.
And I've been catching a whole bunch of flack from Jets fans. Sorry, guys, but it's true, and I'm going to stand by what I said. This is the dumbest thing the Jets could have done this offseason, and I got 3 reasons why.
Right.
One, the only way this is successful is if the Jets win a Super Bowl. I mean, is that a fact, right? Like, you have been saying Super Bowl the entire time. You're paying all this money. You give up all that capital on a team that is young. Think what they could have built through this draft with the picks that they gave up. Instead, they want to go with this quarterback.
Which is an odd leap, because it's all this time that they haven't even been in the playoffs. And you go from that to it's Super Bowl or bust.
They won 7 games last year. Like, people want to try and tie this to Tom Brady and the Buccaneers or the Rams and Matthew Stafford. The Rams were in the Super Bowl just a few years before with a much worse quarterback. Look, the Jets are out of their mind. And going even further, look, right? If you're going to get married to somebody and you're going to commit and make this thing work, you want someone that is open-minded, understanding, a give and take of listen, someone who's a professional. Does Aaron Rodgers, any of those things, like already this week there's questions. Well, is Aaron Rodgers, the Jets punted the question, will he be there in workouts to help get acclimated to his team? If you don't have the answer to that question before you pull the trigger on this, you're insane. And here, the craziest part of this, and the thing that's going to cause the most drama, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No.
The clause in the trade, 65% starts, if Aaron Rodgers takes 65% of the snaps, the second-round pick next year becomes a first-round pick for the Packers. Why did the Jets do that? So let's say the Jets are 5-4, which, by the way, after 9 games, is not out of the question. It's a really tough division, and we're playing the AFC West in the AFC.
I'll tell you why. Desperate teams do desperate things. Deshaun Watson, same thing with Cleveland. Let me go back a bit, though, for the Jets. For a team that had absolutely no help at quarterback last year, how many games did they win? If you put a competent 4-time MVP quarterback, even with a little bit of help, and the way Saleh had that defense running last year, would they have won more games, maybe closer games with those teams if they had a competent quarterback?
Bills were first. Dolphins were second. Patriots were third. The Jets were fourth. You're going to go from fourth to winning your division, get past the Chiefs, the Bengals, possibly the Chargers. You got the Ravens and Lamar Jackson with Odell Beckham Jr. You got the Dolphins and the Bills who will be in the playoffs. One of them will. You're going to do all that with a quarterback?
Yeah, let me explain something to you. Miami made the playoffs with a quarterback that was injured half the year. So they will leapfrog Miami.
Barely.
But still made the playoffs, though.
And they lost in the first round.
That's fine. They just haven't been there, for crying out loud.
No.
They went from the worst quarterback they could possibly have, one of the worst quarterback teams in the NFL, to one of the better quarterback teams. When you want to improve on your deficiencies, that's exactly what they did.
But you're proving my point. This head coach and general manager, they blew a second overall pick 2 years ago. They benched him halfway through the year. If you can't handle a rookie quarterback in your locker room, what gives you the idea that this guy can handle Aaron Rodgers in the largest media market with this pressure over his head? And here's what I'm going to do for you, because you're in suspense. Okay. The point I made about the 65%, I'm going to save for my final thought. How you like them ideas?
All right.